Beauty and the Beef. Welcome.
Welcome home, big boy.
I haven't gone anywhere. You're the world traveler.
Fuck.
Chicago, actually. You love that place.
Oh, we had a lot of meetings this week. We got a lot of stuff done. Saw a lot of people.
Had some meetings with, can we say? Who you had a meeting with?
Yeah, we can say it.
Barstool Boys?
Had a meeting with the Barstool Boys.
Yeah. And they're into the pod.
They're into, I got a couple things going on with them. So, it's good.
Like group massage.
Group. Yeah, I did not take them for the Chinese massage there in Lakeview. I'd tell you that much for free. That's how you scare them. That's something you do when you celebrate a contract signing, something like that. You were playing up north?
Yeah, just drywall and getting everything prepped for paint.
Ooh. Have you picked out your colors? Have you got your, what do they call them when you go pick out the colors? There's like a word for the word.
Swatches.
Are they swatches?
Well, that's what, yeah, that's,
Okay.
let's get down to basics here.
I can just see you at Bed Bath & Beyond picking out curtains to match the drapes.
Only if there's time.
Yeah. And you're late tonight because you were at Costco buying planters.
I was at Costco with my daughter who...
What'd she sucker you into buying this time?
Actually, some floaties for the river.
I feel like that's the type of store you can't get out of for less than $1,000.
No, it was an easy $400 tonight.
That's not bad.
No, we're going up this weekend, so we were just...
That's just a loaf of bread and some milk and some those 9 packets of lettuce you get.
4 packs of bacon, 6-pack of eggs. Thing is, like you got to make sure you can eat, and that's where I come in.
Oh my God. I was thinking of you when I was at Gibson's in Chicago. I had a big feast there the one night.
How's my guy Boz doing?
Boz was there. Montrose was there.
Shout out.
Boz was there. Montrose was there. Kathy at the door. Zach, Tim, and TJ behind the bar. There's a lot of love there. I feel at home there.
Yeah, that's why you keep going.
I ate a lot of meals there.
Can you sit up straight, please? Yeah, that's it.
Why?
I'm worried about your posture.
I've always got bad posture.
It's because you sit at a bar stool too often.
It's because I sit in a bar or I'm sitting in a plane.
I can start calling you Quasimodo.
I'll start calling you Shrek. No, it was good. It was a productive trip, and I did a lot of walking, a lot of running. I did 27,000 steps in one day, and I was in part of one of the craziest lightning rainstorms ever.
Oh, yeah?
Wild.
Like, what are we talking? Like, hitting the top of buildings? And
yeah, like, I'll show you a picture of the one night there, and it was it was sitting right on top of the restaurant, and I was like, this is crazy. But it was also we went from Gibson's to the Lodge, which is literally 1 block, and we couldn't. There's no way you could walk it, so we went to we got a cab, $22 Uber for 1 block. But it was well worth it because we had to get there. And then what else did I do? That was fun. I went to the Chicago Institute of Art one day, just to kill some time. It's kind of.
You talked to a Harvard professor?
I talked to a Harvard professor, very interesting guy.
He's definitely published.
So I was reading about him. He's like the first guy to ever put a Harvard lecture online for free, which they're adamantly against.
Okay.
Just a very in-depth, very odd conversation, and he was way smarter than me, but it was just neat to see how other people evaluate life and space and
Can you tell you what kind of, like what he taught?
He was philosophy and politics.
Okay.
So, and he had a thick accent. He was just very odd. But like most academic people are very odd. Yeah.
No. Speak for yourself.
Well, I can say that to you because you're an academic because you're published.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about that? I'd like to talk about.
That was like 10 years ago. More.
I know, but it's just the horse just came out of the barn this week.
13 years ago. Jeez. Published.
Okay, so explain to people.
Canadian Journal of Science, or Canadian Journal of Civil Engineering. That's what it is.
So it's Reader's Digest.
It's close.
It's Reader's Digest for engineering nerds.
Yeah, it's
I'm proud of you, by the way. Congratulations.
Do you remember the name of it? It's groundbreaking.
It has to do with
It's groundbreaking.
Something in the region of Waterloo and a wasteland and a landfill and propane tanks and stuff like that.
I'll give you the Cole's notes of it.
Tell us what it's about.
So I did it on a long story short, 2008 hits, bit of a recession going on. I just graduated not too long after that, before that, sorry. And when there's a recession, you either go back to school and learn something, or you
go to a bar and drink.
Sure, that dude would jump off a building.
Yeah. Highest alcohol sales in the history of the world are always during a recession, by the way.
Yeah, I can see it. And COVID. Pandemics. But anyways, I was just in a class one day, and the prof that was there said, "Hey, is anyone interested in doing a master's?" And I was like, "Master's is for nerds." And I'm looking around, and I had just lost my contract position at the place I was in, and I was finishing up my undergrad. So anyways, it seemed kind of interesting. It was already kind of a quarter of the way done, and it was on
here we go.
Analyzing landfill biogas. So landfill biogas they use to produce energy.
So interesting.
To produce energy for houses, like up to 600 houses in the one region that I did the work in. At the landfill, they burn it they burn the biogas off gas.
So are you sitting in a lab every day with a white jacket on and a pocket protector?
Yes on the white jacket, not every day, but I was on site a lot. I had a little lab on site.
And did you have assistants?
I did. I had co-op students. Yeah, that did all the
did all the work.
Well, I set it all up, and then I taught them how to do it, and then they would go back and forth, and they got paid for it. So,
okay.
But the paper is called the analysis of landfill. Sorry, let me start again. It's really long. The analysis of volatile organic siloxanes in landfill biogas.
Wake me up when this is over.
It's funny. I just went to the bathroom, and it's on the back of your toilet. You've been reading it.
Yeah, it's because I'm using it to finish the job. That's what I'm doing with that thing. Jesus.
Yeah, so you look it up if you're interested. If you need a good read before bed at night.
If you need something to put you to sleep quick.
I wrote a thesis on it. And
it was 1,000 pages.
Yeah, it's 1,000 pages.
1,000 pages.
And then I published a journal. It took which is basically like an excerpt, summary of what you did your thesis on. And I went and presented it in Winnipeg and did a bunch of stuff. And still waiting for the call. Well,
listen, I'm proud of you. It's that's one of those things. It's like a means to an end, and you got it done. So no, I don't have that on my resume. So good for you. That's a good thing.
Yeah, you're different. You went after different things. Entertainment.
I'm more of an entertainment guy.
Yeah,
I like.
Some people are smart and street smarts, and some people are.
I'm a street smart. I'm street.
Meat.
Street
meat.
Beef. I'm street meat. Yeah. That's what I am. I'm like that hot dog vendor that you always need to find at 11 o'clock just to get you through the night.
You've been in Phil Kessel's mouth a lot.
Yeah. Well, 3 cups. No, that's good. I think, education and being academic is right for the certain amount of people.
If you're not, turn your light on at night. That's all I got to say. Science.
Turn your light on at night?
Yeah, there's little things like that, like that you take for granted.
Yeah,
that's science. I mean, you gotta have academics to be able to figure that shit out, unless you stumbled upon it, and were drunk. I mean, we've all seen those Simpsons episodes where they.
So, are you now that we're talking about science? There's a guy online. He's a whistleblower. He's basically called it the United States government for.
Is this science based though? Is this?
Yeah, it's not science based. It's fact. But he's and maybe science is facts. I don't know. Science is always evolving. But he is basically came out and told everybody that the United States government is holding things underground. They've got stuff buried. His name is David Grush, and I've watched a couple of the snips of him. He's I'm sure the government's looking for him.
Yeah,
and he's just saying that they have a lot of stuff that is underground.
Human non-human biologics.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means?
No, what does that mean?
Just organic material that is non-human, like in biologics, like
poo?
species.
Is poo?
Well, it could be scat.
Species or feces?
It could be alien scat.
Alien scat.
Yeah.
Wow. Is that fall out of a ship like a meteor when you're draining the tank coming home from Talladega? You just open up the tank on the highway?
I think so. It came down as ice crystals.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
In the form of alien scat.
If you ever coming home from Talladega and you see them pull out, the guys always at nighttime, there's always this one group of idiots. They're going down the highway, probably to Atlanta, and they open up the bulge and they dump the tank on the road that's been there for
unreal.
Yeah. Then the sun comes up in the morning.
Just cooks it.
Yeah, it's like leftover bacon grease in a cast iron pan.
It's the opposite of a poop skull.
Yeah, and that's highly against the law, so don't do that.
It's a poop cake.
It would be more like when you take everything out of the fridge and you throw it in one grill and mix it all together. That's
how pandemics start.
Yeah. Actually, I saw something about Fauci this week. Said he came out and said that he believes things started in China. And,
Well, no shit.
Well, I mean,
the science is there.
Is he an academic?
He most definitely is an academic.
Okay. I feel like he was an academic that got put in the spotlight.
Yeah, you get some academics turn politicians.
You could have some street guys turn politicians. I could be a politician, maybe.
Yeah, you could be.
Slick enough.
Yeah. People voted for Trump, so.
Well, that guy's in a lot of hot water today. He deserves everything that's coming to him. What about...
so tell me... So wait, I like this alien thing.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about it. Are you, you're an educated guy, and I feel like you would sit at home and watch Gremlins.
Great movie.
Yeah, when they put them in the microwave, that was the best.
Yeah.
What is your take on it? Do you think there's aliens out there? You think you're a UFO guy?
I'm not sure I'm a UFO guy. I think...
what does the science tell you, Christopher?
I think the... I don't know. It's... I got you to watch that documentary on the James Webb Telescope, Netflix.
I feel that's more of a political justification for funds.
Oh, 100%.
Than anything.
They were well over budget.
But they also have made
billions.
it. But they were also the most interesting part of that whole documentary to me is when they're sitting in the Oval Office and they're briefing the chief of staff of. It was Biden. Yeah, it was Biden, and they're talking about the way the guy that was the guy in charge. He was the guy that sold it to Biden. Or his staff. He said, "This is the start of history," and then all of a sudden you got this guy from Texas, clearly, who was like, "Oh, this is part of our thing." And I was like, "Man, they sold it to they're $10 billion. Is that what it ended up being cost?"
Yeah.
And but it was interesting, and I feel like the technology was incredible. I thought that the way they designed that thing and the way they built it and the way they executed, I thought the points, how they had all these different points that could go wrong, was interesting.
Yeah.
I just don't know whether...
What do they call them? They had 344. So I'm a numbers guy.
Pressure points or...
No, not...
James
Webb.
James Webb.
James Webb. Points of...
things that could go wrong on the thing.
Yeah. Jeez, we're really smart.
No, sometimes you just need the street guy to put it in layman's terms.
Single point failures.
Single point failures.
That's right. 344. See? Look at that.
Yeah.
Numbers guy.
That's one a day.
What's interesting about that, though, is that so they have 344 possibilities of something going wrong. Like something could go wrong at any point. They have 344 tries, and they were. You think if you were a sports team, and you went 344 for 344.
Josh Allen.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Josh
Allen could go 344 for 344.
344 for 344. I mean, that's pretty insane. But
anyways, if you say in baseball, if you can hit one out of every three, then you're elite.
Yeah.
So these guys had to bat 1,000.
They had to bat 1,000. What I was getting at though with that is in that documentary they talk about the vastness of space and how every little star that you see is a sun just like ours, and you got to think.
Tell me what I got to think.
We're not the only ones out there.
No?
No.
What if we found
biologics?
What if we found another Earth like us and everybody was like the exact same as us on another planet, and there was two of me.
Well, that does exist. It's called simulation theory. So I just think that we'd be. I think
Like, what if there's another Beauty and the Beef on planet Uranus
they wouldn't be near as good looking?
as me? I appreciate that.
You'd
a
have
lot.
a few more zits on your face,
It's like you're, yeah,
like Uranus.
like someone lit your face on fire and put it out with a fork.
Jesus.
But you think there's other people out there kicking around?
I don't know if people. I think it's. Hey, look, we've got parts of our ocean that we have not explored, and there's species that we're still finding today. So the ocean is vast compared to the amount of land we have on Earth. So there's areas of this Earth that haven't even been explored either. So
Can I tell you what I'm getting into?
what are you getting into, boy?
I'm getting into sharks. I'm getting into sharks in a big way. I'm reading about these sharks could be as big as a house. These sharks could be 60 feet long. Like they talk about these great white sharks.
Like the Meg.
Like yeah, well they're what are they called megadons or
Megalodon.
So these great whites are like 30 footers, and these big boys, the big boys, are like 60 footers. And I'm telling you, if you're out there on a boat and you see it, the sun comes out, and I think they're in Australia, and you look down and there's like this big shadow goes underneath your boat, and you see a 60-foot shark. Like what? Like
your dinner.
Well, yeah, like
Potentially.
they'd eat the boat.
Did you know that? I think I heard this on other podcasts, but the is it the Greenland shark? What's that shark? Greenland shark can live up to 500 years old.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm not joking. Greenland shark. They're deep. They go deep. So they have the slowest metabolism and adaptation to the deep cold waters. So it inhibits like cell growth. Basically, it's like doing cold plunge. You know, cold plunge is supposed to help you.
Yep.
Anyways, that's interesting.
I'm into sharks,
Yeah,
and
you're into
I've been watching a lot of Wicked Tuna. I've been watching when I was in Chicago. I worked in the hotel, and I literally cannot listen to CNN or Fox or any of that stuff. I give each one of them. So this is what I do now when I go to get my education. I listen to the news channels. Each one gets an hour. So I listen to CNBC. I listen to BBC, I listen to CNN, and I let it put a timer on my phone for an hour. So I listen Fox. I give Fox a run. And it is mind-blowing to see all Fox does is talk about what an idiot Biden is. All CNN talks about how Trump's been charged with stuff. CNBC, they even move the needle a little bit based on the economy and which president they think should be president and what you should be investing in. They only interview certain companies or tech companies that have affiliations with certain
Yeah, they play to a tune.
Yeah, so like my challenge is I can't get real information, so I started just watching Wicked Tuna, and I watched National Geographic. I started watching National Geographic. One of the greatest people in our lifetime that never will ever get enough credit is David Attenborough. Incredible. You know,
Great voice. Put you to sleep. Hungover Sunday morning.
Well, it goes back to species and stuff. There's all kinds of. We talk about endangered species or species that don't exist anymore. I honestly believe there's all these animals out there that just we haven't even seen them yet.
No, we haven't. How about back to the alien thing?
Okay. Is ET real?
Do you think that no? Like, I don't know. I'm on the fence. You know what? I think I think that what you see as a UFO is possibly like a drone from another. It could be from another species that have sent it out, but we've proven that we can't. I mean, it's impossible to hit the speed of light.
Have you seen the video of the guy sitting on the plane and the thing flies by the plane?
Yeah, it's a girl. Yeah,
Is it a girl?
yeah.
Oh my god!
But that's
that was the one that made me believe.
But that's the thing. I think we've got some deep thoughts here.
Well, are you?
Well, I think biologically, it's impossible for us to fly. Like the closest planet that is habitable, the James Webb. I think they brought this up at the end of the show there when they flashed up all the photos. Is a sun exactly like sort of similar to ours, with an orbiting planet similar to ours in the Alpha Centauri galaxy, and it could possibly, it has carbon dioxide on the planet. It has, so it's potentially has water. But that's 31 light years away. So
what does 31 light years away mean?
that means
It's going to take me 31 years to get there?
at the speed of light. Traveling at the speed of light, you can get there in 31 years.
What if I was in a Toyota Matrix?
455 years.
Better leave tonight.
But again, I don't think we'd be able to. We could not. We'd have to build something large enough that could travel for years, just like Star Trek, like Star Wars, whatever. You live on a fucking spaceship.
I've never seen Star Wars,
And
Star Trek.
You have families, and you gotta have people living forever, like lifetimes, like 4 centuries worth. Right? I don't think it's possible. So I think it's very possible that they could be AI.
I heard this week that Jake Paul wants to live forever. Which, if he's going to do that, we need to send him to another planet.
He needs to become a Greenland shark.
Or just piss off to Pluto.
Well, because after like 500 years, I don't really think you're gonna. I think you'd just be sick of people. Probably end it.
I'm sick of people now.
Yeah. What are you? You're like 60.
I'm 40 and 51 weeks.
Nice.
We need
Dialed that in.
We need to. Yeah, maybe we'll do something interesting for my birthday this week. Maybe you can come up with something funny for the folks. What about animals on other planets? Do you think they exist?
Yeah, Animal Planet. You know the show?
Yeah.
Station?
Yeah.
Animal Planet.
Okay. But like, do you think there's sharks floating around on Uranus? If I do, I know what they're eating.
Just a whale tail.
Oh, yeah. I've seen people with tails.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, you don't know about the tail thing on people?
Yeah, I think the coccyx.
I've seen them.
It's the coccyx. It's called the bone, the coccyx, that it actually comes and extends out.
On the back.
Yeah.
I saw a girl with a tail one time. She showed us. She showed us her tail at a party. It was wild.
Is it stimulating when you grab it? Is she
I would
like,
not
"Ooh."
touch it.
No.
No.
Did it move?
I mean, I think some of the boys had it moving.
When she got excited, did it move?
I don't think it's like a tail. I think it's just a piece of cartilage.
Oh, okay. So like when you called her over, it didn't go.
No, I was like, we don't need to get into the particulars, who was there, where we were. But the boys, someone knew about it, and they said, hey, can we see your tail? And she had enough cocktails. She's like, yeah. And then she showed everybody the tail, and I was like, this is fucking wild.
We're related to monkeys.
I think it got half the boys going, and I think it got half the boys scared.
It's true. It's apparently it's a recessive trait.
I've only ever seen one.
It's a recessive genetic trait.
It's like one of those rare Dungeons and Dragons cards. I've only ever seen one of them.
I thought you were more of a World of Warcraft guy.
No, it's a Pikachu or whatever they call those things.
Pikachu.
Yeah, Pika-tail.
just once.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some stuff, but I've only ever seen one of those.
Yeah.
But I think there's all kinds of cool animals in there. What's your favorite animal?
My favorite animal.
Yeah, what's your favorite animal?
I feel like
my daughter asks me that every day. Dad, what's your favorite animal?
I feel like I've been asked this before. I don't have a favorite animal.
You don't?
If
there's one animal
I grew up with a lot of animals. But
yeah, I know I met a couple of them at a golf tournament there a couple weeks ago. Those fucking guys. Still waiting on my closest to the pin prize.
Yeah. It's because, it's like $4.
I like those guys.
Chick-fil-A.
There's a Chick-fil-A now in Kitch.
Yeah.
So good. Went through the drive-thru the other day. If I was an animal, I'd be a lion.
Lion, yeah.
King of the jungle. Ferocious, good-looking, great mane. Nothing to be scared of. Everybody's scared of me. Live on Pride Rock. Bring the world back together. Circle of life. I would be a lion.
Nice.
I've thought about it. And I'm a Leo. So it fits.
I'm a cow guy. I like cows.
You like cows?
Well, I just grew up. I have a long lineage of dairy farmers in my family, and grew up just waking up early, getting my hands on a pair of teats, and
Zach's laughing, but he doesn't know that's the proper term.
Yeah.
of a Holstein Friesian.
Yeah.
For the record,
It's a veterinarian term.
I also
in jerseys, yeah, jersey.
So I have some questions about that because I was married to a woman and her family was very involved in the cattle business, and I went to these cow races for years.
Cow races,
or where they put them in a circle, but they don't really
show them. Yeah,
they show them. They should be racing them. It'd be a hell of a lot more interesting if they fucking raced them.
yeah, it's called a rodeo.
No, that's more like the dance after would be more like the rodeo. So they line them
That's
up.
where you grease one of them up and try to catch them.
Yeah, now you're back on the teat train. So they're walking around in a circle, and the beef ones they use this stick and they poke them underneath the belly to keep them tame. But
I think they do that for a different reason. But
yeah, they stroking them off a little bit. So but the Holsteins, it's all about like how they stand and how they look and how tall their backs are.
yeah,
And
dairy character.
that's what they call it.
That's what they call it. Yeah.
There's a lot of characters in the dairy world.
Yeah, there is. Yeah,
Some
it's the Holstein Mafia.
Some very interesting people in that business. As is, you know what?
Any business like that.
Actually, the horse racing industry probably has more characters than anybody because it used to be a very elite, the elite of the elite, and now you get guys in syndicates and conglomerates that are buying horses for $10,000 and they're in the Derby and they're.
Yeah, didn't the horse industry discover leprechauns? Those guys that ride the back of them? Ride the horses?
Jockeys?
Yeah, the jockeys.
Now, think how much more interesting a dairy show would be is if you had people riding the cattle.
Yeah.
Like, you would be too big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't be a jockey. I'd be the anchor of the race.
But you could, if you got on a small one and he was fast, he might go. Whereas if you had a big old thing, you need a little guy on the back.
Yeah.
You know.
So it'd be a weight class thing.
Hey guys, huge shout out to Cattleman's Jerky for helping us out with the Chris Stapleton tickets. The winner of the tickets is Jocelyn Snyder. Congratulations. More tickets coming up from Beauty and the Beef. Take care.
I never, for the once in my life, ever figured out why they do that. Why they just walk around the ring like that. But I guess it's because dairy production and they're measuring their udders and they're measuring their ears and they're doing all this stuff.
It's a multi-billion-dollar business. Well, genetics.
Yeah, I know. And they've figured out a way now. Most people don't know this, but if you can separate the sex, you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
You can have either a boy or a girl calf. You can have.
That's crazy. 19.7 billion.
Really?
Yeah.
In Canada alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's beef though. That's beef.
Well, that's because we're eating steak.
Yeah. Anyways, favorite animal.
Okay.
I grew up with a lot of. I don't think I've ever let this one out of the bag yet, but
This should be good.
I used to be a bunny farmer.
Fuck.
Yeah, I bred rabbits.
Did they ever breed you?
Well, they tried.
They're too fast.
I have the funniest story ever, though.
Okay, go. I want to hear it.
So I'm like 12 years old, and as a joke, my uncle bought me, for my 8th birthday, I wasn't allowed to have dogs in the house as a kid. So as a joke, they had rabbits, and they raised them for meat or whatever. Sold them. It's a big business. So when I was 8, Mom wouldn't let me have a dog. Uncle brings me a rabbit. That one rabbit turned into like 300 rabbits. And I raised them for
Meat
and
to
then
make money.
And I also to make money. And I had like a little thing going, and I built some sheds. And
This is how you became handy.
When I was 17, I had like 500, and I was making bank.
Yeah.
Off it. Yeah. It's good little business. But so I had all the cages set up and some free range, and then I had they had to keep the bucks separate, so they'd be up on the top level.
We're bucks.
We're bucks.
Yeah.
But
is that where the term young buck comes from?
I don't know. No, I think it comes from the deer.
Okay.
But when it could be the rabbit, because a buck is a male rabbit.
I'll do a thesis on that. It's fine.
And a doe. A doe is a female, just so you know.
Doe's actually what you make pizza with. But anyways, keep going.
Yeah. So my I used to go in and feed them every morning, obviously before I left for school. One morning I couldn't do it, and my mom had to do it. She did it for me, She went in and was giving them all food. She opens up the door,
And the bucks went at her.
and the buck. So when a female in the I don't know
The coop.
no, it's what's a bunch of rabbits
What's
called?
What's the term for a rabbit house?
in the
hole?
in the rabbitry?
In the rabbit.
It's called rabbitry.
Yeah.
They whenever there was a female in heat, it'd be a colony. In their colony, the males get going, so they'd stomp their legs and they'd shoot out a bit of male seed.
That's what they call it.
Anyways, mom comes in and her glasses are just smeared with
No.
got her.
They got
Right
her.
in the glasses.
Oh no.
Opens the door,
Maybe-
pounds his leg down, right across the glasses.
But that's your mother must be very attractive. Maybe the buck was trying to go mom.
No, she's like, doe.
Yeah. Or Homer Simpson doe.
Anyways,
That's a good one.
Kind of a lame one, but
When I was 12, I had or not 12, I would have been about 9 or 10. I wanted a pig for my birthday. And my parents got me one.
nice.
And then the pig, we ended up, can't get just one pig, so we had to get two.
For your next birthday, you were eating that pig.
No,
Pig.
so we actually we did this. We got one, and then my parents got two. And then we got a boar.
Nice.
And then next, at Christmas, we had like 10 or 12, and then both of them had 10 or 12, and then we had a fleet. And then summer came along, and I was like, fuck, these things are a lot of work. So I sold them and bought a trampoline.
I love it.
True story.
Yeah.
And that trampoline was way better than pigs.
A drove of pigs. Yeah.
Yeah. The trampoline brought the pigs to the yard.
Trampoline brings all the pigs to the yard.
Yeah, my trampoline brings the pigs to the yard. It's good that you have animals growing up. I had dogs and stuff.
I think it teaches you a valuable lesson as a
I
child.
had to go and
Responsibility.
feed the pigs and muck them.
You can't fuck off for a weekend because who's gonna take care of them?
My daughter right now is up my ass about getting a dog. She wants a dog.
Don't do it.
I can't. Like, I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm gone 22 days this month. Like, how am I going to get a dog? Dogs are. She said to me today, this is a lesson for all you young people out there. She says, "Dad, I want a puppy." And I said, I'm not here enough. And she goes, I said, "Who's going to take care of the puppy when you go to school?" And she goes, "Well, it can go in the cage."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, that's not a way for a dog to live.
Yeah.
You can't just put a dog in a cage for.
That long, no.
We would have been caged years ago if that was
Yeah.
the case.
But you're DAWG.
Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. I'm actually a good boy. I'm just. I'm a good boy.
Yeah. Why's your breath smell like peanut butter?
Well, ask your dad.
Oh, okay. Good one.
No, I think animals is good. I think aliens are good. I think
Yeah.
you being published is good.
Thanks.
Hey, our Instagram and our socials have been doing really well.
Yeah, we got
all kinds of good stuff given away.
if anyone's listening that's new to the podcast, welcome. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, and
Keep listening because Al's got more tricks up his sleeve.
no one listened to the airport etiquette episode clearly because of the crap I went through on landing in Chicago was just
A lot of stand-up.
and actually
A lot of stand-ups.
Chicago. Oh, yeah, and we had my friend Jen. She sent us a message, and she called it the single file losers line.
Single file loser.
Yeah,
Saw that.
That's what she calls it, the single file loser. So huge shout out to Jen because she could. That's the peg. She got it right on,
Yeah.
and it was just a shit show. And to be honest with you, Montreal last week was bad too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The impatience.
Well, and the problem with Montreal is there's a bunch of people speaking a whole bunch of different languages.
Mm-hmm.
So then people don't know what the hell you're doing. People don't know the rules.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's at least in Chicago, everybody speaks American.
I've seen border security.
Yeah, I always thought it'd be great to go to the government and make a deal with them to try and trip border security and just go through with like my Nexus and go through and be like, give me an ounce of coke and see if I can get it through. Pay me to see what I can sneak through here and see if I can trick them, and then not go to jail. Hopefully,
Right.
Do you think people do that?
I would think so.
Is that part of their mandate?
They must. How else do you get graded or a performance review in your job?
The last 2 times I went through the airport, I got pulled in to swab all your bags and laptop and all that stuff. They're really cracking down on that stuff, and that's with like.
Well, you kind of fit the.
I don't look like Pablo Escobar. A little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of Pablo Escobar, our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau.
Yeah, let's talk about him for a second today. Actually, I wanted to talk about this today because you give me your take on it, and then I'm gonna chime in.
All I know is his wife might be single.
Sophie's in play.
So he's in play.
She's in play.
What did you got that picture of you and him at that?
I was going to repost it on the Instagram saying
What happened?
one picture with me and him, and she took off. Here's my take on today. Well, it came across, and here's an interesting thing. It came across my phone through
He's a busy guy.
like Google, and came through like it came out as a text message from like Reuters, all these things as notifications. So I was like, that's interesting. I've been through that with someone, and as much as you hate someone, or not hate, as much as you despise the politics and the there is a line of being human, and the line of being human is there's kids involved, and you can be the prime minister, but it's still not easy.
Still a person.
It's a person, and
Yeah.
it's a not a great situation. So all I was thinking about was sitting there was like Pierre Poilievre is going to say something really fucking stupid, and someone's going to make a joke about it. You watch the next 2 days. I know in a group chat,
Pierre's changed man.
I saw a group chat today. They said the question was, I wonder who he got caught fucking, and the next response from one of the guys was Canada. So I was like, that's pretty good.
That's a good one.
But I think people need to
Yeah, I mean,
back off.
you know what? Regardless, you don't. There's kids involved, and there's
you can be. He's been under the. I think that's been going on years,
microscope. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's a busy guy,
and he's a mutt. Like
Yeah.
he's just not. He's just not a. Like he'll probably have problems finding somebody because he's such an idiot. But there's a group of people that love him.
Yeah,
So it is what it is.
yeah.
It's no different than Trump and Biden. Another thing I noticed today in politics is the Democratic Party of the United States. I've noticed this in the last 3 or 4 days by watching the news. I really believe that everyone in that party has forgot how to speak. I watched Nancy Pelosi today with Jake Tapper. I watched Biden last week.
84.
They're like, I mean, but they can't string a sentence together.
Yeah, one scotch and they're fucked.
Yeah. Well, I don't even think there's one scotch. Like they're such machines the way they talk, and no wonder people hate politics, and no wonder people are just annoyed by them because they can't get the right information, and they have people up there speaking on their behalf that are just regurgitating whatever somebody that's educated in a PR department is giving them. It's sad. So that's why, at least the Trumpster, when he says something, it's at least interesting. Like he's lying. He's 100% lying.
Yeah,
But he's at least theater, live theater.
He's a comedy genius.
He's something.
He's polarizing.
Well, I think the world's better when we have polarizing politicians, and I like Chris Christie. Chris Christie's going to give these guys, the GOP is going to be interesting. I wish we had more. I met that professor this week, and he was extremely educated, 1,000,000% academic. Polarizing? No. Boring. But very. You listen to a guy like that talk because he's brilliant.
Yeah,
So when you find a balance as somebody that's polarizing, and there's only like really one politician I can think of in my lifetime that had a great way with people and was smart and could be funny and got the job done. But
well,
then,
that's why we don't live in a dictatorship. It's better to have that balance, diplomacy.
and then he screwed it up too. He got fired.
Right.
So that was Bill Clinton.
Yeah, yeah.
Bill Clinton was like one of those guys that he how's a guy from Arkansas get elected?
Yeah, but being the democracy that we are, that's why we can have the balance of the polarizing and the people backing them up that are the academics. It's not usually the academics that are out front laying down the law, laying down the truth.
What we're working on an event, Riverfest weekend. Mm-hmm. Well, I may have a problem with that, but we're going to talk about. We got tickets to give away. We got Morgan Wallen. Stapleton's being given away.
That's Chris, right?
Chris Stapleton, yeah.
Okay.
And we're going to cut in the winner because we're drawing it. It'll be edited in with this, so somebody's won.
Somebody's won.
Somebody's won.
One lucky winner.
To see Stapleton.
2 tickets.
That's your guy.
He's my guy. I love him.
He's great live. And then we got Morgan Wallen. And should we talk about this John Party suite a little bit?
Johnny.
So we have a suite November 17th in Oshawa, Ontario at, I don't know, I think it's called the Odd or the Old Odd.
Home of the Oshawa Generals.
And we have a 30-person suite. So we're giving away 4 tickets for, you get to come drink and hang out with Beauty and the Beef and party with John Party.
And if you're not a winner and you're still interested,
yeah,
hit us up.
DM us because we might be able to accommodate you.
Yeah. But don't all at once.
And if you DM us with like a good alien story or something like that, we'd probably
the best story gets shot at buying tickets.
No, I think we're going to give away a bunch for that. It's a great opportunity for us to meet some followers and people that have supported us, so it's going to be a fun night.
Yeah.
And as we get into hockey season and football season, we're going to have some Bills tickets. We're going to have some Leafs tickets. We're going to have...
I just got a hold of some All-Star game tickets.
Where are they?
Where?
Yeah, where's it?
Toronto.
The NHL All-Star games in Toronto?
It's here, 2024.
Wow. Make sure I leave that weekend. I got some Bills tickets, and if there's any other tickets that people are looking for, then we should try and get those for you. We got a request for somebody said, can you guys get Drake tickets? So I'm working on that.
Drizzy.
And the other thing I'm going to try and do is try and get, if anybody knows anybody out there that's got a new business, if they want to send us products, if they want us to, we did Cattleman's Jerky, which was great. And I'm working on some stuff in Chicago. There's a hotel that reached out to us that asked if they could do a contest with us and put up some followers, which I think would be great. It'd give people a reason to travel and go have fun in a great city. And the hotel is...
The Talbot?
The Four Seasons.
Ooh. Fancy.
It's, yeah. I'm not letting people at the Talbot. That's where I stay.
Yeah.
They're so nice there.
Four Seasons, eh?
Well, I have a contact there, and there's a conversation about it. So we just have to follow up with it. But that's because people are following us on Instagram, and they're...
I can't afford to stay at the Four Seasons.
Well, you have a Four Seasons cottage. Think of that as the Four Seasons.
True. I have to stay at the Two Seasons.
Yeah, in Canada, it's a 1 season.
Yeah.
But no, we're going to... I think that's a road I want to go down for people, and I think the other thing I need to do is start... procuring some gift cards for even things like grocery stores to help people with their day-to-day expenses and just gas cards and things like that.
McDonald's.
Do you eat McDonald's?
No, I don't eat McDonald's.
I had a quarter pounder in the airport on the way coming home.
It is satisfying when you eat it. And then 20 minutes later, you feel like a ball of shit.
I knew a bunch of guys that had a contest. There was 4 guys in a hot tub. It's a great story.
Oh, boy.
4 guys in a hot tub, and they turned it up to 100. And they got into, they weren't allowed to drink in, and they sat in it and see who could last the longest in it. They started at 9 o'clock in the morning. And the only thing they were allowed were their phones. So one guy started ordering food, and they ordered 20 Big Macs, and they had the guy bring it around and drop it right within arm length, but not, you'd have to get out of the hot tub to get at it.
Ugh.
And I saw a picture they sent, and it was all these pizzas and stuff sitting there trying to lure guys out of the out of the hot tub, but there was also $1,000 on the line.
Okay.
So the one guy was there, but he was in there 15 hours.
Wow.
You'd be a raisin.
15 hours.
15 hours in a hot tub with me would be like capital punishment.
Jesus.
I'd sleep. I'd fall asleep.
You'd be wearing the other person after a while. No?
That's what I do. I just keep going at them.
Yeah.
But no, we've got our hey, we picked up a ton of YouTube subscribers. We picked up a ton of Instagram followers.
Yeah.
We're doing really well. We're proud of ourselves. We're proud of people. We're trying to keep things light on the gram and post some funny videos and keep people going. But
yeah, I'll lighten it up.
Yeah, we light up. I'm not going to light up this weekend.
No.
Well, I'm going to light it up when I'm in Napa.
I'm on holidays.
Starting when?
Friday.
Me too.
Long weekend.
Why didn't we go away together?
I've been away with you enough.
Yeah, true. I don't want to go to Napa with you. Maybe another time.
Snooze.
You're going to sleep?
No, Napa. Snooze fest.
Not with me. Not with me. But I think we appreciate everybody leaning in, and we're working towards. We got some musicians and some hockey players, and we're
waiting to hit 3,000, and then we're gonna start getting some guests.
Yeah, and we're it's just for us the guests is some timing around people and getting them here.
Yeah,
getting them in our environment.
Our friends at the Badley have agreed to help us out with that. So we're gonna maybe do a few more podcasts from the Badley.
I'd like to get a
Jeff there.
Yeah, Jeff's a good lad. I'd like to get a real serious academic on here. Somebody I can really go at.
Yeah.
Somebody that's like.
So I know a guy. He's a professor.
Yeah. What is he?
Professor of economics.
That's snooze fest.
Hey.
But I don't like a guy like that because the numbers back up his theory. I need a guy that's got a theory that we can just destroy.
Michio Kaku.
Oh, yeah. Joe Rogan gets the
Theory
best.
of everything.
Joe Rogan gets the most interesting people.
He does.
He truly does.
Yeah. We got to talk to his manager.
It's like a thing for him. Now he's got the mothership going and he's got other things going. There are two guys we're going to get on here at some point. Lenny and Glenny.
Lenny and Glenny.
Now, for those people that know them from our area, one guy's Irish, the other guy's English. We got to have them with like a bunch of beers in them, and it will be bar none our funniest episode because these two are absolute mutants.
Yeah, aliens.
Yeah, like if there's two guys ever from another planet, is these two.
Yeah,
and they're funny on their own, and then you get some drinks in them together, and like it'll be great.
Let's do it.
Anything else?
I'd like to have someone on here that would tear you a new one.
Yeah, but I don't take it personal. Like,
I know.
I like if someone.
I'm not expecting you to be like by torn. I don't mean like emotionally upset, but I mean just like to take the piss out of you.
Yeah, I'd love them to fucking try.
Not gonna see it.
Bring it on, boys. I may not be good looking and smart, but I'm witty.
That I'll give you that.
So, but yeah, we're working on that, and
all right,
we got our merch.
We got our merch. Don't forget our merch.
I got some here for you. It came. Albert sent it today.
We're getting some lucky fans to sending it their way, and they're gonna throw it on.
They're gonna wear it.
They're gonna wear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody reached out and got some.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Is it those toes before hose girls?
I don't know.
Those, I think
they were messaging you, well, not to talk to you about toes before bros.
Toes before bros or toes before hose?
I don't know what it is.
Oh, we're starting to get some funny people DM us some funny stuff too.
Yeah.
Which we like.
Yeah. So we're I think we said this last time, but the merch is not just a benefit to us, but we actually there's one.
Yeah, wait till
Look
you
at
see
that guy.
wait till you see these shirts out here. I got them in there. Albert's on. They're sick.
We got the goat. My favorite is the Gatesy.
Yeah, I got you one.
The Bill Gates.
I kind of like the Sinatra.
So hey, he's a good looking boy. Part of the proceeds of our shirts go to Canadians men's mental health.
Yep, we're gonna donate a portion of the proceeds to. We're gonna team up if anybody. We should ask Frank.
Yeah,
I feel like he'd be the right guy to ask.
yeah,
And then we wanted to go to something that's going to make a difference around men's mental health.
yeah.
Because we're all about just trying to make people in a better space.
That's right.
You know what else? You know what else I want to figure out is you ever see on Instagram? Sometimes we post those things where it says like, "I heard a quote today, and you're gonna wake up and the sun's gonna shine, and you're gonna run over a mountain, and then you're gonna swim through a lake, and then you're gonna save a dog.
You're gonna swim up a mountain.
Swim up a mountain and run over a dog."
Yeah.
There's one guy's voice on there, and he does them all.
Okay.
He must be making a fucking fortune.
He's like the guy on the History Channel. It's Ancient Aliens. That guy.
I read a book. I read an article this week that Morgan Freeman gets $1 million for a voiceover.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my new thing. I'm getting into books. I got a little list on my phone of some books I'm reading.
You know what you should get into? You gotta like
men's clothes.
You gotta you gotta like a Bob McCowan-esque voice.
Yeah.
You should get into reading books for people.
Like I could be like a.
It could be the audio for the audiobooks.
So Charlotte left the farm and went into town to find that little dog. And when she found that dog, she took it to the slaughterhouse and they both got slaughtered.
Jesus
The
Christ.
end.
Who's Charlotte?
Charlotte the pig. Charlotte's Web. Yeah.
Yeah. I figured.
Do you want me to read you? Maybe I'll do that for our next. Maybe I'll find something like a read.
Is that copyright infringement?
You know what I should do? I should try and get an excerpt from your thesis, and I should try and read it as sexy as I can, like in my stripper announcer voice.
Stripper announcer voice.
You got that?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, on stage next, Diamond. Would Ruby please come to the stage, please?
Ruby and Diamond.
Chris, could we please meet you at the ATM, please? Chris to the ATM.
Misty is waiting.
Yeah. Make sure you get that $2 pizza on the way out, boys. There's a ride program in the parking lot. Thanks for coming to the manor. Yeah, the stripper voice. Whatever. I should do that, though. Maybe I could make a couple extra bucks doing a voiceover or reading something.
Yeah. Give her a try.
Yeah. give her
a go.
You know what? I'm going to send an email to somebody this week, just see if I can get an interview, and then we'll put a GoPro on me and see if I can get
Barstool.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens. But hey, we had a very casual conversation tonight about life and UFOs and large sharks, and it was fun.
You want to announce that winner?
No, because we haven't drawn it.
When are we going to do that?
I'm going to do it after, and you can cut it into the video. We'll send it to Reed, and you can cut it right in.
Let's do it.
Okay. Thanks for tuning in, and we are back to regular scheduled broadcasting.
Until next time.
Till next time.
Peace.
Beating the beef.